So we'll be back on board with competitor 301, Matthew Moffat, and a little turbulence. Standing by will be 302, Jason Comiskey and Colombo. 303 will be Jackie Knutson and Kilbeggan Titanium. 304, Peter Knutson and Kilbeggan Kimberley. 305 will be Hugh and Smith and Benara Portress. 306, Jamie Gray and Duck and Down. 307, Bradley Comiskey and Chicken Man. 308 will be Samuel Phelps and Warrenbri Nightwatch. 309, Jay Hall and Hall's Priority. And 310, Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes. We've only got 119 competitors left in the first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. Big thank you again to our judges, Mr. Trader Wilson and Alan Sullivan, for presiding over this draft here today. Not to forget tonight, over at the canteen, we'll be having the competitors' meal, so make sure you make your way up tonight. We've got some beautiful Hereford Boss steaks. And of course, we will also join that with a lovely happy hour at the bar. So love to see everyone up at the canteen tonight for the competitors' meal. So a big thank you to all the Arena Prep guys and FB Drilling for sponsoring the Arena Prep. Thank you to Max King and his team. Okay, the judge has given his go-ahead and we are moving back into the draw with competitor 301 in camp, Matthew Moffat, on A Little Turbulence. We are currently watching the McKechnie Earthmoving Open draft. The winner of this draft will be taking home a $50,000 cheque along with a gold Ride Tough buckle. The amazing perpetual bronze trophy has been handmade by the very talented Jay Hall. Thank you to Toowoomba Wholesale Horse Warehouse for providing the embroidered rugs for the winner and the Champion's Choice brow bands for the garland. Each round in this open, the highest cutout winner will receive $1,000 and the aggregate cutout winner over the 3 rounds will win $5,000 and the Tom Strawn Memorial Quart Pot Bronze that has also been made by Jay Hall. So big thank you to all those involved with our trophies here at the Juandah Plains Campdraft. We are watching out on course 301, Matthew Moffat and A Little Turbulence. 302 will come into camp, Jason Comiskey and Colombo, and standing by 303, Jackie Knutson and Kilbeggan Titanium. Matthew Moffat and A Little Turbulence go out with a cutout of 23, horsework 63.5, course 4, total of 90.5 points. Jason Comiskey, we're now watching camp on Colombo, number 302. Standing by, 303, Jackie Knutson, 304, Peter Knutson, 305, Ewan Smith, 306, Jamie Gray. Watching out on course, Jason Comiskey and Colombo. And the judges give it a 21 for cutout, 64 for horsework and 4 for the course for an 89. That's a 21, 64 and 4, 89 points for Jason Comiskey and Colombo. Chinchilla Lady into camp, Jackie Knutson on Kilbeggan Titanium. They're number 303 in the draw. 304 will be Peter Knutson and Kilbeggan Kimberley. 305, Ewan Smith and Bonera Portress. 306 will be Jamie Gray and Duck and Down. 307, Bradley Comiskey and Chicken Man. 308 will be Samuel Phelps and Warrenborough Nightwatch. 309, Jay Hall and Hall's Priority. 310 will be Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes. 311, Anna Hoy and Acres of Romance. Outside for Jackie Knutson and Kilbeggan Titanium. Into camp comes 304, Peter Knutson on Kilbeggan Kimberley. Also like to thank the hardworking Willinga Pastoral Co team here. All of these cattle are homebred Willinga Pastoral Co cattle that we're drafting here that the Willinga team has been looking after. Jackie Knutson and Kilbeggan Titanium go out with a 16, 42.5 and 2 for a total of 60.5 points. That's a 16, 42.5 and 2 for 60.5 points. Now move our attention to Peter Knutson and Kilbeggan Kimberley in camp at number 304. 305 will be standing by Ewan Smith and Bonera Portress. 306 will be Jamie Gray and Duck and Down. And 307 Bradley Comiskey and Chicken Man. Kilbegan Kimberley and Peter Knutson have a 22 for cutout, 60 for horsework and 3 for the course for an 85. 22, 60 and 3. 85 points for Pete Knutson and Kilbegan Kimberley. Tansy competitor into camp now, Ewan Smith on Bonera Portress, number 305. Standing by will be 306, Jamie Gray, 307, Bradley Comiskey, 308, Samuel Phelps, 309, Jay Hall, 310, Luke Bennett, 311, Anna Hoy, 312, Lachlan Durkin, 313, Byron Davidson, and 314, Erica Hanrahan. But we do now watch 305, Ewan Smith and Bonera Portress. Outside we have Ewan Smith, number 305 on Bonera Portress. $20 for cutout, 55.5 for horsework and 4 for the course for a 79.5. 79.5 points for Ewan Smith and Bonera Portress. Jamie Gray moves into camp at 306 on Duck and Down. To the gate we'll need 307, Bradley Comiskey and Chicken Man, 308, Samuel Phelps and Warrenbri Night Watch, 309 will be Jay Hall and Hall's Priority. Jamie Gray and Duck and Down have a cutout of 16.5, horsework 56, course 4 for a 76.5. 16.5 with a 56 and a 4 for a 76.5 for Jamie Gray and Duck and Down. We now move to Bradley Comiskey and Chicken Man in camp at 307. 308 will be Sam Phelps and Warrenbri Night Watch, 309 Jay Hall and Hall's Priority, 310 Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes, 311 Anna Hoy and Acres of Romance. But we are watching working in camp, Bradley Comiskey and Chicken Man, number 307. Brad Comiskey and Chicken Man give it away with a cutout score of 15.5, 15.5 points. Looking over his cattle, we now have 308, Samuel Phelps and Warrenbri Nightwatch. To the gate, we'll need 309, Jay Hall and Hall's Priority. 310 will be Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes. 311, Anahoy and Acres of Romance. 312, Lachlan Durkin and Durkin's Poet. Bad luck there, Sam. Unfortunately going out with a cutout score of 21 only. Jay Hall we have in camp now at 309 on Hall's Priority. Big thank you to Jay for creating our trophies here at Juandah Plains Campdraft. Jay has the perpetual open draft trophy, that's a bronze. If you head over to the marquees, you can see all of the beautiful trophies that are available here this weekend, buckles, bronzes and such. As Jay heads out on a course, we'll take 310 into camp, please. Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes. Jay Hall and Hall's Priority go out with a 21, 63 and 4 for an 88. 21, 63 and 4. 88 points for Jay Hall and Hall's Priority. Luke Bennett we watch at 310 in camp on Barmac Lashes. Anna Hoy will be standing by on Acres of Romance at 311, 312 Lachlan Durkin and Durkin's Poet. 313 Byron Davidson and Trinity Cat Can Play. 314 will be Erica Hanrahan and Hooray's Alley Cat. 315, Shari Knutson and One Time Crimson. 316 will be Evan Hiscock and Nix. 317, Peter Black and Raycon. Luke Bennett heads out onto course at 310 on Barmac Lashes. Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes have a 22.5, 61.5 and 4 for an 88. 22.5, 61.5 and 4 for an 88 for Luke Bennett and Barmac Lashes. 311 we have Looking Over Cattle, Anna Hoy and Acres of Romance. 312 will be standing by Lachlan Durkin and Durkin's Poet. 313 Byron Davidson and Trinity Cat Can Play. Anahoy and Acres of Romance go out with a 21, 51 and 3 for a 75. 75 points for Acres of Romance and Anahoy. Lachlan Durkin, we're watching camp on Durkin's Poet. Lachlan has kindly agreed to judge the ladies draft here this weekend, so big thank you to Lachlan and all of our judging team here this week. 3:13 will move into camp, Byron Davidson and Trinity Cat Can Play. Standing by, 3:14, Erica Hanrahan. 3:15, Shari Knudsen. 3:16, Evan Hiscock. 3:17, Peter Black. 3:18, Hayley Knudsen. 3:19, Hannah Blockland. 3:20, Michael Reid. We are watching on course compared to 3:13, Byron Davidson and Trinity Cat Can Play. Lachlan Durkin has a 21.5 for cutout, 60 for horsework and 4 for the course for an 85.5. 21.5, 60 and 4 for an 85.5 for Lachlan Durkin and Durkin's Poet. Trinity Cat Can Play and Byron Davison is a 20.5 for cutout, 56 for horsework and 3 for the course, 79.5 points. Erica Hanrahan moves into camp at 3:14 on Horae's Alley Cat. To the gate we'll need 3:15 Shari Knudsen and One Time Crimson. Standing by, 3:16 Evan Hiscock, 3:17 Peter Black. Erica and Horae's Alley Cat have a 22, 62 and 4 for an 88. 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course. 88 points for Horae's Alley Cat and Erica Hanrahan. Shari Knudsen moves into camp at 3:15 on One Time Crimson. Following Shari, we'll have 3:16 Evan Hiscock, 3:16 Evan Hiscock, 3:17 Peter Black, 3:18 Hayley Knudsen, 3:19 Hannah Blockland, 3:20 will be Michael Reid, 3:21 Paul Southern, 3:22 John Turvey, 3:23 Matt Hoffman, 3:24 Michael Hayes. We are currently watching out on course. Competitor 3:15 Shari Knudsen and One Time Crimson. And Shari goes out with a cutout score of 23, 23 only for One Time Crimson. Working out on course, we're watching 316, Evan Hiscock and Nix. That's a 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for an 88. 88 points for Evan Hiscock and Nix. Peter Black, we're watching camp on Raycon, number 317. Standing by, 318, Hayley Knutson and cruising one time. 319 will be Hannah Blockland and Bluff Downs Beager Boy. 320 will be Michael Reid and Winola Swing Time. 321, Paul Southern and Konomi Emery. Peter Black, we watch out on course on Raycon, number 317 in the draw. And they have a score of 22, 62 and 4 for an 88. 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for 88 points for Peter Black and Raycon. Hayley Knutson moves into town, into camp on cruising one time. Following Hayley, we'll have 319, Hannah Blockland, 320, Michael Reid, 321, Paul Southern. $16.5 for Hayley Knutson and cruising one time, $16.5 for cutout. Hannah Blockland moves into camp at 319 on Buff Downs Beager Boy. 320 will be Michael Reid, 321 Paul Southern, 322 John Turvey, 323 Matt Hoffman, 324 Michael Hayes, 325 Morgan Farndon and 326 Trevor Coombs. Hannah Blockland and Bluff Downs Beager Boy have a 20 for cutout, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course for an 86. Michael Reid. We now watch at 3:20 on Winola Swing Time. Standing by, 3:21, Paul Southern. 3:22, John Turvey. 3:23, Matt Hoffman. 3:24, Michael Hayes. 3:25, Morgan Farndon. 3:26, Trevor Coombs. 3:27, Ken Knutson. 3:28, Rick Hopkins. And 3:29, Will Durkin. Calls for his gate and heads out onto course, number 320, Michael Reid, and Winola Swing Time. That's a 21 only, thanks Michael. Out on course, we have Paul Southern and Kanomi Emery, number 321. John Turvey's looking over his cattle at 3:22 on Jess. Standing by, 3:23, Matt Hoffman and Timberland. Paul Southern has a 20 for cutout, 54 for horsework and 3 for the course for a 77. One of our Willinga Pastoral Co boys are in camp now. 322, John Turvey and Jess. John gives it away with a cutout of 21 only for John Turvey and Jess. Matt Hoffman we have in camp at 3:23 on Timberland. Michael Hayes and Shadak Porsche will be standing by at 3:24. Morgan Farndon is 3:25, 3:26. Trevor Coombs, 3:27. Ken Knutson. Working out on course, we're watching competitor 323, Matt Hoffman and Timberland. Matt Hoffman and Timberland have a 17, 57.5 and 4 for a 78.5 points. 17, 57.5 and 4 for 78.5 points. Michael Hayes moves into camp now, or selects his beast on Shadak Porsche, number 324. Morgan Farndon will be standing by on Cuddles at 325. 326 will be Trevor Coombs and Sunny. We'll have a score for Michael Hayes and Shadak Porsche. 22 for cutout, 62.5 for horsework and 4 for the course for an 88.5. 88.5 points for Michael Hayes and Shadak Porsche. Morgan Farndon we watch now in camp on Cuddles at 325. 326 will be Trevor Coombs, 327 Ken Knutson, 328 Rick Hopkins, 329 Will Durkin, 330 is Matt Moffat, 331 Abby Bright, 332 Rowan Marks, 333 Tom Barnes, 334 Matthew Dunn. Heading out onto course is 325 Morgan Farndon and Cuddles. Trevor Coombs will come into camp on Sunny. Morgan Farndon and Cuddles have a 20.5, 55.5 and 3 for a 79. 79 points there, Morgan. Trevor Coombs we watch in camp on Sunny at 326. Standing at the gate we have 327 Ken Knutson and Kilbeggan Karma, and standing by will be 328 Rick Hopkins and Darley Suan Cat. Out on course, we have 326 Trevor Coombs and Sunny. Big thank you to 5Stream for doing our live stream here this week. And also like to thank the Pump House, Davey Pumps, Phil Mac Valves and Fittings, and Rodney Industries Irrigation for being our major sponsors of the live stream and big screen partners. We have a score for Trevor Coombs and Sunny of a 21.5, 63 and 4 for an 88.5. 88.5 points for Trevor Coombs and Sunny. Ken Knutson we now watch at 327 in camp on Kilbeggan Karma. Rick Hopkins you'll follow at 328. 329 will be Will Durkin, 330 Matt Moffat, 331 Abby Bright. 21 for cutout. Thanks, Ken. Rick Hopkins we now have in camp at 3:28 on Darley Suancat. 3:29 will be Will Durkin and Hazelwood Conspiracy. 3:30 Matt Moffat and Snapchat. 3:31 Abby Bright and Saltwater Grommet. 3:32 Rowan Marks and Turner's Stud Cowboy. 3:33 Tom Barnes and Willinga Park Nikita. 3:34 Matthew Dunn and Morangi's Romeo's Classic. Rick Hopkins and Darley Suancat have a 21.5, 62 and 4 for an 87.5 points. That's 87.5 points for Rick Hopkins and Darley Suancat. Will Durkin moves into camp at 3:29 on Hazelwood Conspiracy. Standing by 3:30 Matt Moffat and Snapchat. Working out on course, we're watching Will Durkin, number 3:29 on Hazelwood Conspiracy. We have a 22, 63 and 4 for an 89. 22, 63 and 4, 89 points for Hazelwood Conspiracy and Will Durkin. Matthew Moffat's in camp at 3:30 on Snapchat. Standing by will be 3:31 Abby Bright and Saltwater Grommet, 3:32 Rowan Marks, 3:33 Tom Barnes, 3:34 Matthew Dunn, 3:35 Tom Denson, 3:36 Karen Butters, 3:37 Adam Kubler, 3:38 Ty Blockland, 3:39 Robert Leach and 3:40 Mac Knutson. Matthew Moffat and Snapchat go out with a 22.5, 62 and 4 for an 88.5. 22.5 for cutout, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course. 88.5 points in total. Abby Bright's looking over a cattle on Saltwater Grommet at number 3:31. Standing by 3:32 Rowan Marks and Turner's Stud Cowboy. Abby Bright gives it away with a cutout of 21 only. Rowan marks we have in camp at 3:32 on Turner Stud Cowboy. 3:33 is Tom Barnes, 3:34 Matthew Dunn, 3:35 Tom Denson. Rowan marks and Turner Stud Cowboy go out with a 23, 58 and 4 for an 85. Tom Barnes moves into camp at 333 on Willinga Park Nikita. 3:34 will be standing by Matthew Dunn, 3:35 Tom Denson, 3:36 Karen Butters, 3:37 Adam Kubler, 3:38 Ty Blockland, 3:39 Robert Leach. Tom Barnes and Willinga Park Nikita go out with a 16, 54 and a half and 3 for a 73 and a half. 73 and a half points for Willinga Park Nikita and Tom Barnes. Matthew Dunn is looking over his cattle at 3:34 on Morangi Romeo's Classic. Tom Denson and Sweet Lady will be standing by at 3:35, 3:36 Karen Butters and Cat Be Quick. 3:37 is Adam Kubler. 3:38 Ty Blockland, 3:39 Robert Leach, 340 Matt Knutson, 3:41 Don Smith, 3:42 Beck Hayes, 3:43 Ben Fogg and 3:44 Andrew Turvey. But we do turn our attention back to the camp at 3:34 Matthew Dunn and Morangi Romeo's Classic. Thanks, Matthew. Cut out a 15 and a half. 15 and a half only. Tom Denson. We watch in camp on Sweet Lady, number 335. 336 will be at the gate, Karen Butters and Cat Be Quick. Stand by 337, Adam Kubler, and 338, Ty Blockland. We'll have a score through for Tom Denson and Sweet Lady. 15.5 for cutout, 63 for horsework, and 4 for the course for an 82.5. 82.5 points for Tom Denson and Sweet Lady. Karen Butters, we watch in camp on Cat Be Quick. Karen's one of our announcers here this weekend, so big thank you to Karen. And also to her partner Luke, who will be one of our judges in the maiden draft tomorrow. All of these amazing competitors that do give a hand throughout our local drafts. We very much appreciate everyone that is putting into the Juandah Plains Campdraft. Bad luck there, Karen. Unfortunately, going out with no score. Once the boys get in and get the camp cleared, we'll move to 337, Adam Kubler. Standing by, 338, Ty Blockland, 339, Robert Leach, 340, Matt Knutson, and 341, Don Smith. Out on course, we have 3:38, Adam 3:37, Adam Kubler and Her Will Resistance. 3:38 comes into camp, Ty Blockland. 3:39 will be standing by, Robert Leach. 3:40, Matt Knutson. Adam Kubler and Her Will Resistance go out with a cutout score of 21. 21 only there, Adam. 3:38 we move to, Ty Blockland and Has Action Shaker. 3:39 will be standing by, Robert Leach. 3:40, Matt Knutson. 3:41, Don Smith. 3:42, Beck Hayes. 3:43, Ben Fogg. 3:44, Andrew Turvey. 3:45, Pete Comiskey. 3:46, Kurt Hanrahan. 3:47, Wade Warrion. 3:48, Cameron Webster. 3:49, Morgan Marks. And 3:50, Troy Palmer. Ty Blockland and Has Action Shaker has a cutout of 22, 22 only. Robert Leach comes into camp at 3:39 on Miss Pepinita Flow. 3:40 will be standing by, Matt Knutson and Hey Max Zara. 3:41, Don Smith and Duke. We'll have a score through for Robert Leach and Miss Pepinita Flow. 22 for cutout, 41 for horsework and 2 for the course for a 65. Matt Knutson and Hey Max Zara are in camp at 340 in the draw. 3:41 will be standing by, Don Smith and Duke. 3:42, Beck Hayes and Shadak Mahala. 3:43, Ben Fogg and Sir Seven. 3:44, Andrew Turvey and Playful. You're watching Out on Course compared to 3:40, Mac Knutson and Hey Max Zara. Into camp will take 3:41, Don Smith and Duke. Matt Knudsen and Hey Mac Zara have a 21 for cutout, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course for an 87. 21, 62 and 4, 87 points for Hey Mac Zara. Don Smith moves into camp on Duke at 341. Standing by, 342, Beck Hayes, 343, Ben Fogg, 344, Andrew Turvey, 345, Pete Comiskey, 346, Kurt Hanrahan, 347, Wade Warrion, 348, Cameron Webster. Don Smith and Duke go away with a cutout of 20 and a half. Beck Hayes, we watch in camp at 342 on Shadak Mahalia. 343 will be standing by, Ben Fogg and Sir Seven. Have a cutout for Beck of 15 and a half. 15 and a half only there, Beck. Ben Fogg we have in camp, looking over his cattle at 343 on Sir Seven. Andrew Turvey will be at the gate at 344 on Playful, 345 Pete Comiskey and Yaven Smooth Sailing. 346 will be Kurt Hanrahan and PV Grasshopper. 347 will be Wade Warrion and Touche. 348 Cameron Webster and Constantina. 349 Morgan Marks and Article. 350 will be Troy Palmer and Short Fuse. 351 Steve Comiskey and Katie. 352 Kerry Turner and Hingis. 353 Justin Potter and Snip. Bad luck there, Ben. Cutout of 21 only. 21 for cutout. Andrew Turvey we watch at 344 in camp. Riding Playful. Pete Comiskey and Yaven Smooth Sailing will be standing by at 345. 346 will be Kurt Hanrahan and PV Grasshopper. course, we're watching Andrew Turvey and Playful, number 344. Lovely to see all the red for the Willinga Pastoral Co workers. Andrew and Playful have a 22 for cutout, 57.5 for horsework and 3 for the course for an 82.5. 82.5 points for Andrew Turvey and Playful. 345 we have in camp Pete Comiskey and Yavin Smooth Sailing. 346 will be Kurt Hanrahan. 347 Wade Warrior. 348 Cameron Webster. 349 Morgan Marks.
Go.
We'll have a score coming through for Pete Comiskey and Yavin Smooth Sailing. (22, 62 and 4 for an 88. 22 for cutout, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course for an 88. Kurt Hanrahan we watch now at 346 on PV Grasshopper. Standing by with 347 Wade Warrior and Touche. 348 Cameron Webster and Constantina. Kurt Hanrahan and PV Grasshopper go out with a cutout score of 22, 22 only. Wade Warrior we watch in camp at 347 on Touche. Cameron Webster and Constantina all stand by at the gate at 348, 349 Morgan Marks, 350 Troy Palmer, 351 Steve Comiskey, 352 Kerry Turner, 353 Justin Potter, 354 John Mulcahy.
Score there for Wade Warrior was a 15.5 only in camp. Now we have competitor 348 Cameron Webster on Concertina. On standby at the gate will be 349 Morgan Marks on Article, 350 Troy Palmer on Short Fuse and 351 Steve Comiskey on Katie. Score there for Cameron Webster of 17, 56.5 and 4 for 77.5. In camp now we have competitor 349, Morgan Marks on article. On standby next in camp will be 350 Troy Palmer, 351 Steve Comiskey and 352 Kerry Turner. Score has come through for Morgan Marks, 22, 65 and 4, puts him in the equal lead with a 91. In camp now we have competitor 350 Troy Palmer on short fuse. On standby at the gate will be 351 Steve Comiskey on Katie, 352 Kerry Turner on Hingis, 353 Justin Potter on Snip, 354 John Mulcahy on Stratton Jill, 355 Ben Hall on Hall's El Torio, 356 Joe Payne on Brenwan Tamigo. Score through there for Troy Palmer is a 22.5, a 62 and a 4 for a total of 88.5. In camp now, competitor 351 Steve Comiskey on Katie. On standby at the gate will be 352 Kerry Turner, 353 Justin Potter and 354 John Mulcahy. You are watching the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. The winner of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft will be taking home a $50,000 cheque, along with a gold ride tough buckle. The amazing perpetual bronze trophy has been handmade by the talented Jay Hall. Thank you to Toowoomba Wholesale Horse Warehouse for providing the embroidered rug for the winner, and to Champion Choice for the brow bands for the garland. Each round of the Open will, the highest cutout winner will receive $1,000, and the aggregate cutout winner over the 3 rounds will win $5,000 and the Tom Strachan Memorial Quart Pot Bronze. Our judges today are Mr. Trader Wilson and Mr. Al Sullivan. We are just seeing a change of camp at 350. We have 419 runs in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft first round. Then tonight we will have that competitors' dinner around 6:30. If you all want to come up, if you'd like to come up to the competitors' meal tonight at 6:30, that beautiful Hereford beef. Score there for Steve Comiskey was a 22. That score for Steve Comiskey was a 22.5, a 40 and a 2 for a total of 64.5. Outside we're watching 352 Kerry Turner on Hingis. In camp we have 353 Justin Potter on Snip. On standby 354 John Mulcahy, 355 Ben Hall and 356 Joe Payne. Kerry Turner's score was a 22.63.5 and a 4 for an 89.5. In camp now we watch competitor 353, Justin Potter on Snip. Next in camp will be 354 John Mulcahy on Stratton Gill, 355 Ben Hall on Hall's El Torio, 356 Joe Payne, 357 Joel Hill, 358 Maddie Moffat, 359 Alex Hindle, 360 Brendan Fitzgerald, 361 Lachlan Thompson, and 362 Harry Steger. Score there for Justin Potter was a 21.5, a 63 and a 4 for an 88.5. In camp now, looking over his cattle, we have competitor 354, John Mulcahy on Stratton Gill. On next in camp will be 355 Ben Hall, 356 Joe Payne, 357 Joel Hill.
Right.
John goes out with a 16.5 only. In camp now, competitor 355, Ben Hall on Hall's El Torio. Next into camp will be 356, Joe Payne on Brenwan Tamigo. 357, Joel Hill on Lloyd. 358, Maddie Moffat on GMD Fascinator. 359, Alex Hindle on She's a Fancy Cat. Score there for Ben Hall was a 21 only. In camp now, looking over his cattle, we have competitor 356, Joe Payne on Brenwan Tamigo. Next into camp will be 357, Joel Hill on Lloyd, 358, Matthew Moffat on JMD Fascinator, and 359, Alex Hindle on She's a Fancy Cat. Score for Joe Payne was a 22, 61.5 and 4 for an 87.5. In camp now, we watch 357, Joel Hill on Lloyd. And standby at the gate will be 358, Matthew Moffat on JMD Fascinator. 359, Alex Hindle. 360, Brendan Fitzgerald. 361, Lachlan Thompson. 362, Harry Steger. 363, Laura Comiskey. 364, Rose Marr. 365, Jodie Cowley. 366, Jason Linley. And 367, John Templeton. Score there for Joel Hill was a 22, 59.5 and a 4 for an 85.5. In camp now, looking over his cattle, 358, Matthew Moffat on JMD Fascinator. And standby and next in camp will be 359, Alex Hindle, 360, Brendan Fitzgerald, and 361, Lachlan Thompson. Score for Matthew Moffat, 23, 59.5 and a 3 for an 85.5. In camp now, we watch 359, Alex Hindle on She's a Fancy Cat. Next into camp will be 360, Brendan Fitzgerald on Sunita's Stylish Lass. 361, Lachlan Thompson on Hoodie. 362, Harry Steger on Conrad. And 363, Laura Comiskey on Skater. Score for Alexandra Hindle, 21, 63 and a half and a 4 for a total of 88 and a half. In camp now, 360, we watch Brendan Fitzgerald on Sunita's Stylish Lass. Next into camp will be 361, Lachlan Thompson, 362, Harry Steger, 363, Laura Comiskey, 364, Rose Marr, 365, Jodie Cowley, 366, Jason Lindley, and 367, John Templeton. Brendan goes out with a score of 21 only. In camp, looking over his cattle, competitor 361, Lachlan Thompson on Hoodie. Next into camp will be 362, Harry Steger, and 363 on standby, Laura Kabisky. Lachlan Thompson's score is a 21, 60 and 4 for a total of 85. In camp now, competitor 362, Harry Steger on Conrad. Next into camp will be C363, Laura Comiskey on Skater. And on standby, 364, Rose Marr, 365, Jodie Cowley, 366, Jason Lindley. Score for Harry Steger, 22, 62 and a half and a 4 for an 88 and a half. In camp now, we have competitor 363, Laura Comiskey on Skater. Next into camp will be 364, Rose Marr. On standby, 365, Jodie Cowley, 366, Jason Lindley, 367, John Templeton, 368, Harvey Wakeford, 369, Louise Comiskey, 370, Carolyn McNabb, 371, Philippe Mansion, and 372, Kimberly Salmon. Score there for Laura Comiskey was a 23 only. In camp now we have competitor 364 Rosemar on Cara Zorrel. Next into camp will be 365 Jodie Cowley on Smooth Class. And standby then 366 Jason Lindley and 367 John Templeton. Score there for Rose Ma was a 21 only. In camp we have competitor 365 Jodie Cowley on Smooth Class. Next into camp will be 366 Jason Lindley on Genuine Checks, 367 John Templeton on Telly's 2 times, 368 Harvey Wakeford on Zamora, 369 Louise Comiskey on Savvy Dancing Cat. Score for Jodie Cowley was a 20, a 53.5 and a 3 for a 76.5. In camp now, competitor 366 Jason Lindley on Genuine Checks. Next into camp will be 367 John Templeton, 368 Harvey Wakeford, and on standby 369 Louise Comiskey. Score for Jason Lindley on Genuine Checks was a 16, 59.5 and a 4 for a total of 79.5. In camp now, we watch competitor 367 John Templeton on Telly's 2 times. Next into camp will be 368 Harvey Wakeford on Zamora, 369 Louise Comiskey on Savvy Dancing Cat, 370 Carolyn McNabb, 371 Philippe Mansion, 372 Kimberly Salmon, 373 Rick Hopkins, 374 Paul Stone, 375 Will Durkin, 376 Jock Weston, 377 Ben Hall and 378 Mick Southern. Score for John Templeton, a 20 and a half, 54 and a half, and a 3 for the course. That's a 78. In camp, looking over his cattle, is competitor 368, Harvey Wakeford on Zamora. Next into camp will be 369, Louise Comiskey, 370, Carolyn McNabb, 371, Philippe Mansion, and 372, Kimberly Salmon. Score through there for Harvey Wakeford of an 18, 57 and 4 for a total of 79. In camp, looking over at cattle, competitor 369, Louise Comiskey on Savvy Dancing Cat. Next into camp will be 370, Carolyn McNabb on Stylish Lynette. 371, Philippe Mansion on Del Rio Chisholm. 372, Kimberly Salmon on SDP Scott David. Take this opportunity to acknowledge some of our major partners, SJH Builders and the Pump House, which are on the grounds today, so you can see them at the top of the lane there, opposite the coffee shop, and of course the wonderful McKechnie Earthmoving sponsoring the Open today. So thank you very much to those major partners for their contribution to Willinga at Juandah Plains. On camp, we watch competitor number 369, Louise Comiskey. Score through for Louise was a 22 only. In camp, competitor 370, Carolyn McNabb on Stylish Lynette. Next into camp will be 371, Philip Mansion. 372, Kimberly Salmon. 373, Rick Hopkins. 374, Paul Stone. 375, Will Durkin. 376, Jock Weston. And 377, Ben Hill. Carolyn goes out with a 16 only in camp. Competitor 371, Philip Mansion on Del Rio Chisholm. Next into camp will be 372, Kimberley Salmon, 373, Rick Hopkins, 374, Paul Stone, 375, Will Durkin, and 376, Jock Weston. We have 419 competitors in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open first round to finish off this afternoon. So about 50 more competitors to go this afternoon. And then that competitors' dinner tonight at 6:30. Score through there for Philip is a 21 only. In camp, competitor 372, Kimberley Salmon on SDP, Scott David. On standby at the gate, 373, Rick Hopkins on Ultra Cruise, 374, Paul Stone on Stone Age Merle, 375, Will Durkin on Venera Debonair, and 376, Jock Weston on Hazelwood Contrast. Some of our event partners this weekend: Outstation Water, Henry Earthmoving, Power Energy, Dolverton Angus, Pumps and Solar, Cree Santa Gertrudis, Roma Wire and Steel, Herefords Australia, Sufcon, Power Contracting, Glennock Angus, and Anna Branch Santa Gertrudis. So thank you to those wonderful sponsors this weekend, our event partners. Kimberley Salmon has a score of 23, 57.5 and 4 for an 84.5. In camp now we watch competitor 373, Rick Hopkins on Ultra Cruise. Next into camp, 374, Paul Stone on Stone Age Mel, 375, Will Durkin on Venera Debonair, 376, Jock Weston on Hazelwood Contrast, 377, Ben Hill on Serena, and 378, Mick Southern on Hostess. Score there for Rick Hopkins was a 22 only. In camp we watch competitor 374, Paul Stone on Stone Age Mel. Next into camp 375, Will Durkin, 376, Jock Weston, 377, Ben Hill. Score for Paul Stone was a 21, 63 and 4 for a total of 88. In camp now looking over his cattle, competitor 375, Will Durkin on Venera Debonair. Next into camp 376, Jock Weston, 377, Ben Hill, 378, Mick Southern, 379 Ben Tapp, 380 Lucy Cunningham, 381 Bryony Puddicombe, 382 Ken Perrott, 383 Mark Buttsworth and 384 Ben Seeds. Score there for Will Durkin was a 22 only. In camp now, looking over his cattle, will be 376 Jock Weston on Hazelwood Contrast. Next into camp, 377 Ben Hill on Serena, 378 Mick Southern on Hostess. 379 will be Ben Tapp on Supernova, 380 Lucy Cunningham on Relda's Shimano. 381 will be Bryony Puddicombe on Destiny of Her Own. We have some trade stalls on the grounds. They are sponsors. Please go visit those trade stalls, and if you can support them, the Pump House, Pumps and Solar, Farmbot and Ollie's Homes. There's a life flight auction on Friday night. The fire pit has been donated by Taroom Welding Works. Thank you so much to Brad Wheeler at Taroom Welding Works. He also made the fire pit for the maiden cutout winner. Great big thank you there to Brad Wheeler at Taroom Welding Works. Score through there for Jock Weston was a 21 only. In camp now, we have competitor 377 Ben Hill on Serena. On standby at the gate will be 378 Mick Southern, 379 Ben Tapp, 380 Lucy Cunningham, 381 Bryony Puddicombe. Score there for Ben Hill was a 21, 55 and 4 for a total of 80. In camp now, we watch competitor 378 Mick Southern on Hostess. On standby at the gate, 379 Ben Tapp on Supernova, 380 Lucy Cunningham on Relda's Shimano and 381 Bryony Puddicombe on Destiny of Her Own. 382 Ken Perrott, 383 Mark Buttsworth and 384 Ben Seeds. Score there for Mixed Southern was a 22 only. In camp now, we watch competitor 379, Ben Tapp on Supernova. Next into camp will be 380, Lucy Cunningham on Relda's Shimano. 381, Bryony Puddicombe on Destiny of Her Own. 382, Ken Perrott on Goose. 383, Mark Buttsworth on One Stylish Madonna. 384, Ben Seeds on Zandra's Got Style. 385, William Chugg on Bailey's Hooligan. And 386, Jason Comiskey on Ramona. Score there for Ben Tapp was a 21.5 only. In camp, looking over her cattle, we have competitor 380, Lucy Cunningham on Relda's Shimano. Next into camp will be 381, Bryony Puddicombe. 382 on Standby, Ken Perrott. 383, Mark Buttsworth. 384, Ben Seeds. 385, William Chugg. 386, Jason Comiskey. 387, Terry Hartman. 388, Tony Menkins. 389, Jay Hall. 390, Peter Rath. Lucy goes out with a 14 only. In camp now, we watch competitor 381, Bryony Puddicombe on Destiny of Her Own. Next into camp will be 382, Ken Perrott on Goose. 383, Mark Buttsworth. 384, Ben Seeds. And 385, William Chugg. Score there for Bryony was a 21.5 only. In camp now, competitor 382, Ken Perrott on Goose. Next into camp will be 383, Mark Buttsworth on One Stylish Madonna. 384, Ben Seeds. 385, William Chugg. 386, Jason Comiskey. 387, Terry Hartman. Score there for Ken Perrott of 16, 61.5 and 4 for an 81.5. In camp now, we watch competitor 383, Mark Buttsworth on One Stylish Madonna. On standby at the gate, 384, Ben Seeds. 385, William Chugg. 386, Jason Comiskey. 387, Terry Hartman. Score there for Mark Buttsworth on One Stylish Madonna was a 16.5, a 50 and a 3 for a total of 69.5. That's not right. Score next in camp, or we watch 384 Ben Seeds on Zandra's Got Style. Next in will be 385 William Chugg and 386 on standby Jason Comiskey. Score there for Ben Seeds was a 15.5 only. In camp now, competitor 385. We have William Chug on Bailey's Hooligan. Next into camp will be 386, Jason Comiskey on Ramona. 387, Terry Hartman on Kimlin Louis Vuitton. 388, Tony Menkins on Hazelwood Corissa. 389, Jay Hall on Khaleesi. 390, Peter Rath on Tic Tac. 391, Wal Vivas on Nibberina Rita Ora. 392, Craig McNabb on Westlake Confederate. That's unfortunately no score there for William. Moving into camp, once we have it tidied up, will be 386, Jason Comiskey on Ramona. On standby, 387, Terry Hartman. 388, Tony Menkins. 389, Jay Hall. 390, Peter Rath. 391, Wal Vivas. And 392, Craig McNabb. You're watching the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Round 1. We have 419 competitors in the first round of this open draft today. Tonight we will have that competitors dinner. All welcome to the competitors dinner tonight at 6:30, and then we will have a 6 a.m. start in the morning. Outside we're watching competitor 386, Jason Comiskey. He goes out with a score of 21 only. Moved into camp, we have competitor 387, Terry Hartman on Kimlin Louis Vuitton. Standby at the gate, we need 388, Tony Menkins. 389, Jay Hall. 390, Peter Rath. 391, Wal Vivas. Terry Hartman goes out with a 21 only. In camp, competitor 388, Tony Menkins on Hazelwood Carissa. Next into camp will be 389, Jay Hall on Khaleesi. On standby then, 390, Peter Rath on Tic Tac, and 391, Vivas on Nibarina Rita Ora. The winner of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft will be taking home a $50,000 cheque, along with a gold ride tough buckle. The amazing perpetual bronze trophy has been handmade by the talented Jay Hall. Thank you to Toowoomba Wholesale Horse Warehouse for providing the embroidered rug for the winner, and shout out to Champion Choice Brow Bands for the garlands. Each round of the Open, the highest cutout winner will receive $1,000. The aggregate cutout winner over the 3 rounds will win $5,000 and the Tom Strachan Memorial Quart Pot Bronze. Score through there for Tony was a 19 only. In camp now, we have competitor 389, Jay Hall on Khaleesi. And once again, Jay made that beautiful trophy for the winner of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft, so thank you, Jay. Next into camp will be 390, Peter Rath on Tic Tac, 391 on standby, Vivas, 392, Craig McNabb, 393, Erin Morgan, 394, Harry Scott, 395, Roger Boschhammer, 396, Lexi Payne, 397, Luke McEwen, 398, Kyle Sanguinetti, 399, Morris Gray, and 400, Rob Newton. Score there for Jay Hall of 16, 61.5 and 4 for a total of 81.5. In camp now, competitor 390, Peter Rath on Tic Tac. Next in will be 391, Vivas, 392, Craig McNabb, 393, Erin Morgan, 394, Harry Scott. Score there for Peter Rath was a 22, 63 and 4 for a total of 89. In camp now, we are watching 391 Vivas on Nibarina Rita Ora. Next into camp will be 392 Craig McNabb on Westlake Confedera, 393 on standby, Erin Morgan on Divine Acres. 394, Harry Scott on Morangi, Romeo's Child. 395, Roger Boschhammer on Nearbo, Serena. And 396 will be Lexi Payne on Rosa Time. Score there for Walvivas was a 15 and a half, a 56 and a half, and a 4, for a total of 76. In camp now, we watch competitor 392, Craig McNabb on Westlake Confederate. Next into camp will be 393, Erin Morgan, 394, Harry Scott, 395, Roger Boschhammer, 396, Lexi Payne, 397, Luke McEwen, 398, Kyle Sanguinetti, 399, Morris Gray, 400, Robert Newton, 401, Jess Hoffman, 402, Jamie Gray, 403, Jackie Knutson, and 404, Danny Kogel. Craig goes out with a score of 14 and a half. In camp now, competitor 393, Erin Morgan on Divine Acres. 394 on standby, Harry Scott on Morangi, Romeo's Child. 395, Roger Boschhammer on Nearbo, Serena. 396, Lexi Payne on Rosa Time. And 397, Luke McEwen on Valentina's Destiny. If we could have an arena cleaner to somebody out the back there to please help us block the cattle from going out the gate back into the arena. We'd really appreciate that if we could just have someone go and block those openings back into the arena and make sure those cattle can't come back in, please. Score there for Erin Morgan on Divine Acres was a 21, 60 and a half and a 4 for a total of 85 and a half. In camp now we are watching competitor 394 Harry Scott on Morangi Romeo's Child. Next into camp will be 395 Roger Boschhammer, 396 Lexi Payne, 397 Luke McEwen, 398 Carl Sanguinetti, 399 Morris Gray and 400 Rob Newton. We have 419 competitors in this first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open. So we have 25 competitors left to run this afternoon. Score there for Harry Scott was a 20 and a half, a 37 and a half and a 2 for a total of 60. In camp now, looking over his cattle, competitor 395 Roger Boschhammer on Nearbo Serena. Next into camp will be 396 Lexi Payne on Rosa Time, 397 Luke McEwen on Valentina Destiny, 398 Carl Sanguinetti on Lady. Score there for Roger Boschhammer was a 21 and a half only. In camp we have competitor 396 Lexi Payne on Rosa Time. On standby next in will be 397 Luke McEwen on Valentina's Destiny, 398 Carl Sanguinetti, 399 Morris Gray, 400 Rob Newton, 401 Jess Hoffman, 402 Jamie Gray, 403 Jackie Knutson, 404 Danny Kogel, 405 Lachlan Durkin, 406 Bradley Comiskey. Score through there for Lexi Payne is a 21, 62 and 4 for a total of 87. In camp now we watch competitor 397 Luke McEwen on Valentina's Destiny. Next into camp will be 398 Carl Sanguinetti, 399 Morris Gray and 400 Robert Newton. Score there for Luke McEwen on Valentina's Destiny is a 22, 62 and 4 for an 88. In camp now, we have competitor 398, Kyle Sanguinetti on Lady. Next into camp will be 399, Morris Gray. 400, Rob Newton. 401, Jess Hoffman. And 402, Jamie Gray. Score there for Kyle Sanguinetti is a 20.5 only. In camp, competitor 399, we have Morris Gray on Emu Gully Barton. Next into camp will be 400, Rob Newton on Duststorm. 401 on Standby, Jess Hoffman on Kitty. 402, Jamie Gray on Highway to Hell. 403, Jackie Knutson on Talk About Design. 404, Danny Kogel on Contilly Lace. 405, Lachlan Durkin on Lay Lucas Call Card. 406, Bradley Comiskey on Precious Duck. And 407, Reg Underwood on Are You a Comet Acer? Score there for Morris Gray was an 18, a 54 and a 3 for a total of 75. Into camp we have competitor 400, Robert Newton on Dust Storm. Next into camp then will be 401, Jess Hoffman, 402, Jamie Gray, 403, Jackie Knutson and 404, Danny Kogel. Score there for Rob Newton was a 22 only. In camp we have competitor 401, Jess Hoffman on Kitty. We've just got to clean up in the yard there. Next in will be 402, Jamie Gray, 403, Jackie Knutson, 404, Danny Kogel, 405, Lachlan Durkin, 406 will be Bradley Comiskey, 407, Reg Underwood, 408, David Reeder, 409, Shari Knutson, 410 will be Kylie Graham, and 411 will be Kimberly Salmon. Score through there for Jess Hoffman on Kitty is a 21, 62.5 and a 4 for a total of 87.5. In camp now, competitor 402 Jamie Gray on Highway to Hell. Next into camp will be 403 Jackie Knutson, 404 Danny Kogel, 405 Lachlan Durkin and 406 Bradley Comiskey. To the wonderful people out the back there holding the cattle back and helping us clean the arena. We really need you at that gate there where the cattle keep coming out onto the arena. If we could have someone stationed there, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you. So we have a score through there for Jamie Gray, 22, 61 and 4 for a total of 87. In camp now, we have competitor 403, Jackie Knutson on Talk About Design. Next into camp will be 404, Danny Kogel on Contilly Lace, 405, Lachlan Durkin, 406, Bradley Comiskey, 407, Reg Underwood, and 408, David Reeder. We have some wonderful statistics here in front of me, and it's a testament to the wonderful line of cattle from the Willinga Pastoral Co. We have a 59% outside score rating, which is quite an incredible statistic. And we have 42.5% getting 4 points. And we only have 16 competitors left this afternoon in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Round 1. Outside, we watch competitor 403 Jackie Knutson. And moving into camp will be 404 Danny Kogel. On standby then, 405 Lachlan Durkin. Score through there for Jackie, 22.5, 55 and 3 for a total of 80.5. In camp now, competitor 404 Danny Kogel on Contilly Lace. Next in will be 405 Lachlan Durkin on Lay Luca's Call Card, 406 Bradley Comiskey on Precious Duck, 407 Reg Underwood on Are You a Comet Acer, 408 David Reeder on Coolum Recon, 409 Shari Knutson on Chicks Playgirl, and 410 will be Kylie Graham on Stylish Mellow. Score through there for Danny Kogel was a 21 only. In camp now, we watch competitor 405 Lachlan Durkin on Lay Luca's Call Card. Next in camp will be 406 Bradley Comiskey, 407 Reg Underwood, 408 David Reeder, 409 Shari Knutson, and 410 Kylie Graham. Don't forget, competitors, that beautiful dinner will be on tonight. The competitors' dinner at 6:30 up at the bar area there. So please don't forget that that's on tonight. Score there for Lachlan Durkin was a 22, 57.5 and 4 for an 83.5. In camp now we have competitor 406 Bradley Comiskey on Precious Duck. Next into camp 407 Reg Underwood, 408 David Reeder, 409 Shari Knutson and 410 Kylie Graham, 411 Kimberly Salmon, 412 Kerry Hamilton, 413 Peter Black, 414 Kerry Wallace, 415 Matthew Dunn and 416 Thomas Hinman. Score there for Bradley was a 22 only. In camp now, competitor 407. We have Reg Underwood riding Are You a Comet Asa. Next into camp 408, David Reeder, 409 Shari Knutson and 410 Kylie Graham. That's unfortunately no score there for Reg. Moving into camp will be competitor 408, David Reeder on Coolum Recon. Next into camp 409, Shari Knutson, 410, Kylie Graham. 411, Kimberly Salmon, 412, Kerry Hamilton, 413, Peter Black. Score there for David Reeder is a 15.5 only in camp. Competitor 409. Shari Knutson on Chicks Playgirl. On standby at the gate, 4:10, Carly Graham. 4:11, Kimberly Salmon. 4:12, Kerry Hamilton. 4:13, Peter Black. 4:14, Kerry Wallace. 4:15, Matthew Dunn. 4:16, Thomas Hinman. 4:17, Mark Hutton. 4:18, William Tapp. And our final competitor today will be 4:19, Robert Durkin. Score there for Shari was a 22, 62 and 4, for a total of 88. In camp we watch competitor 410, Kylie Graham on Stylish Mellow. Next in will be 4:11, Kimberly Salmon, 4:12, Kerry Hamilton, and 4:13, Peter Black. Score there for Kylie Graham was a 22, 60 and 4 for an 86. In camp now we have competitor 411, Kimberly Salmon on Juliet's Romeo. Next into camp then will be 412, Kerry Hamilton on Spin and Catnap. 413, Peter Black on Child's Play. 414, Kerry Wallace on Buston Style. 415, Matthew Dunn on Spade C.N. Humpty. 416, Thomas Hinman on Destined to be a Grifter. And 418, William Tapp on Spotless. Our last competitor will be 419, Robert Durkin on Durkin's Gunman. Score through for Kimberley Salmon was a 22.5, 54.5 and a 3 for a total of 80. In camp now we watch competitor 412 Kerry Hamilton on spin and catnap. Next into camp will be 413 Peter Black, 414 Kerry Wallace, 415 Matthew Dunn. So tomorrow morning we will start at 6 a.m. with the SJH Builders Maiden Draft, first half of the first round, and then go on to the McKechnie Earthmoving Open, second round, first half. So that is what will be on the program for tomorrow. And for now, we watch competitor 412 Kerry Hamilton on spin and catnap. We have 7 riders remaining this afternoon to close round 1 of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open round 1. Score through there for Kerry of a 21 only. In camp, competitor 413, we have Peter Black riding Child Play. Next into camp, 414 Kerry Wallace, 415 Matthew Dunn, 416 Thomas Hinman. Score through there for Peter Black was a 22.5 only. In camp, competitor 414, we have Kerry Wallace riding Buston Style. Next in camp will be 415 Matthew Dunn. On standby, Thomas Hinman at 416, 418 William Tapp and 419 Robert Durkin, Durkin's gunman. Score there for Kerry Wallace was a 16.5, 62.5 and a 4 for a total of 83. In camp now, 415, we have Matthew Dunn on Spade CN Humpty. We have 416 on standby, Thomas Hinman on Destined to be a Grifter. 418, William Tapp on Spotless, and 419, Rob Durkin on Durkin's Gunman. Score through for Matthew Dunn of a 22, 61 and a half and a 4, for a total of 87 and a half. Next in camp, we watch competitor 416, Thomas Hinman, on Destined to be a Grifter. On standby at the gate, 418, William Tapp on Spotless. And our final competitor will be 419, Rob Durkin on Durkin's Gunman. Great score, Thomas, a 22, 64 and 4 for a total of 90. In camp now, we watch competitor 418, William Tapp on Spotless. Our final competitor then will move into camp will be a 419, Robert Durkin on Durkin's Gunman. Score through there for William Tapp, who was a 22, 58 and a half and a 3 for an 83 and a half. Our final competitor is in camp. That's 419, Rob Durkin on Durkin's Gunman. Score for 417, Mark Hutton, was a score of 20 only. Score through there for Rob Durkin was a 22 only. So we close the day for round one of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. Great big, a very big thank you to our two judges today, Mr. Trader Wilson and Mr. Al Sullivan. It was an epic day of judging. Great big thank you goes out to Willinga Pastoral Co for that incredible line of cattle we've seen drafted all day. Thanks to the people in the backyards, the cattlemen working the cattle through the yards, the wonderful people out the back there, especially late this afternoon, helping us clear the arena, the hard-working people in the secretary's box and the sound people up here. You've done an amazing job today. We look forward to seeing you all early in the morning at 6 a.m. for the first round of the SJH Builders Maiden Draft. And we look forward to seeing you tonight at the competitors' dinner around 6:30 p.m. up there at the bar area. So